By Da Vinci worlds, I mean environments in which the legacy of the Florentine artist's polymath is put on show for a mass public of spectators who, at the time I'm writing, might be habitual museum goers, tourists, children, students of art history and museum studies, tech enthusiasts, gaming aficionados, fans of historical fiction, and so forth. Increasingly in the 21st century, these are real and virtual spaces of consumption organized for the delivery of an experience as much as for the divulgation of knowledge, and in ways that have transformed the operations of the traditional museum. While answering a demand for an encounter with Da Vinci worlds serve as much to produce that demand. Both real and virtual, Da Vinci worlds are at the end of a historical process, as old as the museum itself, of making Leonardo visible and intelligible for a public. At the same time, they reflect some distinctly 21st century preoccupations, the breadth and diversity of the public now being addressed by the museum being one of them. Increasingly in the 21st century, the experience offered by museums seeks to keep pace with the uncanny spaces of virtual reality. The idea of Da Vinci worlds first occurred to me while watching a documentary released during the 2019 Leonardo Quincentennial, and in particular, a sequence at the beginning with a voiceover. To show the full extent of his work, we need an approach, an imaginary space, an immense gallery that would allow us to travel, to see, to make everything he studied concrete, the works and the machines that he imagined and sometimes designed. On screen appears a vast digital simulation of the Grand Palais in Paris, furnished with realizations of the Last Supper, wrested from its architectural context, the Adoration of the Magi, the Sforza horse, and other paintings, alongside huge fresco-like enlargements of the drawings for machines and three-dimensional reconstructions of the flying machines, giant crossbow, and other devices never built. The crossing of the virtual gallery is occupied by a colossal model of the tribune of Florence Cathedral, if only because Leonardo's teacher, Verrocchio, constructed and installed its crowning gilded sphere when Leonardo was in his workshop. A few frames later, the cameras pan through the recently reinstalled high Renaissance galleries at the Uffizi in Florence, where we see a similar digital sensibility at work, but now in real space.